All right, how did dry January go, Angie? It's January 28th, so we're still in it technically.
And I'm not drunk currently.
So that's a plus.
So that is a plus. Okay.
But it is weird that we're asking how it went, as if it's already over.
It's over. It's done. It's over. It ended.
Fucking ended.
Because I found that how do I explain this? This is really, it's like I can clearly see what happened, but it's almost like there are a couple different voices in my head. Let's start there. One that was like, no big deal, just don't drink for January, and every time somebody thinks you're an alcoholic, you can just be like, yeah, but I didn't drink for a month, so I'm not, okay? And then there's the other part of me that's like a whiny brat, don't tell me what to do, I'll show you, you can't make me. And that person won January. Basically, like the first like 13 days.
Mad at yourself though, kind of like.
Almost like, not only am I not going to do dry January, I'm going to drink 2 bottles of wine by myself for absolutely no reason on a weeknight. And it was like, and you can't stop me, ever. I'll do whatever I want. So it was, I find moderation to be much more my style. It is like, it's almost like I was on the wagon and my own self came behind and just threw mama from the train and was like, no, get off. And the very interesting part is that yesterday when I very specifically was like, okay, so let me start back on, I had a lot of caffeine, and that caffeine was to counteract all the alcohol I drank the night before. So I had a lot of caffeine because I was like, I need to be on it, I want to spend the day with my family, I want to be ready to have fun and be present, and I'm just gonna just have a lot of caffeine.
I'm gonna need a bucket of caffeine.
Great. Well, the caffeine kicked in not in an energetic style, but in a real paranoia, anxiety fashion. That was the kind of anxiety and paranoia where one part of me is screaming in terror for no reason, and the other part of me is just laughing hysterically. Because I'm like, I was literally sitting in the driveway ready to go to the store, and I was like, what if I can't? What if I run over? What if somebody jumps out into my driveway and I just run right over them?
They're coming to take me away, haha.
And what if I had so much caffeine that I just like...
Thank you, brain. I'd like to tag that thought as erroneous and unnecessary.
Problematic.
We can see the other people in the neighbor's yard from our driveway.
I pulled out of the driveway successfully
many times.
100% of the time I've tried it. So, which is also not true. So let me write that down.
Also not true. Can't truly back out of the driveway.
So I wrote that down to come back to that. There's a lot of, this is when I walked in and I was like, I have so much to talk about and I just don't want to talk about any of it.
I'm gonna tell you that sometimes, I heard this NPR program, and I don't remember what they were talking about, but this concept that self-regulation is a depletable energy source, different than physical energy.
Oh, it atrophies.
So the act of forcing yourself to like diet, and we all know this is not a novel idea, does kind of lend itself to binging behaviors.
That's
because
exactly
you're repressing. It does this with sex and Catholics, and it does this with I'm moving this out of the way.
Oh.
And it does this with dieting and breaking your diet, and it does this apparently with booze.
It did it hard with booze for me. So, anyways, that paranoia I took right with me to the grocery store. And fun fact, you should not go to the grocery store if you are like in panic mode for absolutely no reason. Because there's one point I'm pushing the grocery cart, and not only was I staring at everybody because I was like, I just feel like somebody's gonna try and kidnap my child. So like when the cashier was talking to me, I was like, I'm like, what? She's like an arm's length away from me, and I was like, don't try to distract me because you have some kind of plot where somebody's gonna steal my child. And I was like, what is wrong with me? Then I'm standing in the aisle, and I had one of those, you know how like when you get, like somebody jumps out and scares you and like your stomach drops and you're like, you know, like you just like, I had that moment when somebody was walking down the aisle and I looked up and made eye contact with a man and I was like, he's coming right for us! And I was like, oh my God. And I was like, okay, just the caffeine talking. And I was like, I'll just go get a bottle of water and everything's gonna be fine. There are lots of other people here, and they're not all trying to hurt us. Oh my gosh, it was the most uncomfortable.
Wait, this was yesterday?
Yeah, and I was just like this, like all day. But I'm not kidding you, the automatic thought I had when I just made eye contact with a man and I was like, he's coming right for us! Like, he's walking down the aisle.
My friend Will's mom used to say, your brain is a scary place to go alone. Never go there alone.
Yeah.